Hey everyone, Captain here. With the new KAX 2.2 update comes blade collisions, or at least for our main rotors here. So they have big giant box colliders that kind of sit in the rotor mast here and spin with it, and that means that anything they touch while spinning leads to a quick fiery explosion of our rotor parts and possibly whatever they touch. That brings up the question by user Tavarius. On one hand, cool. On the other hand, now will intermeshing rotors be much harder or impossible? Well, actually, they aren't impossible, but you have to do some interesting stuff. So I have my KH1 QE main rotor, and next to it I have the QE main rotor counter. So what I've done here is I've created a different part that spins in the opposite direction. The original part spins counterclockwise, and now this guy is spinning clockwise. And I've attached them so they've been offset 90 degrees. So when they start up, they will begin to intermesh with each other. To do that, let's jump into our parts folder in our KAX root folder. And what I'll do is, and I've already done it here, but I'll just kind of walk through it. You want to copy and duplicate your QE engine part folder, and I just renamed it there into QE engine counter. Open up the part config, and there are a few things we need to change in here. The first one, this has to be a unique name. No two parts in the game can have the same part name there, and this is just an internal name. It's not what shows up as the part's name in the editor. So you just have to change that to something unique. I just added counter to that. If we scroll down a bit further, and if you want to choose, or if you want to change the title of your parts, this is where you do it, down in title. Again, just added counter. Now the real magic happens down here in this animation module, FS plane propeller spinner. In here, I just changed the rotation speed from negative 1050 to 1050. And then if you want to do the same with other spinning parts in the future, since I may be introducing blade collisions into the propellers and stuff like that, rotor disc speed controls the blur speed of that blur geometry that gets swapped out when the rotor ramps up. In this case, this particular part, I have this set to 0 because our rotor disc is actually parented to our main rotor shaft, so we don't have to worry about that. But if this were another part that had speed there, you'd want to just change that to, it won't affect the physics, but just to make it look nice, so it looks like it's spinning in the opposite direction. Alright, so you save all that up, you reload the game, and you have two parts in your editor now, two differently named parts. I mounted them kind of K-Max style, and we'll see this guy work its magic. You'll notice they are intermeshing perfectly. Now the reason this is possible is because they rotate and accelerate on rails. There's code that tells them to accelerate at exactly the same speed. So as long as you activate them at the same time, there really shouldn't be any problems. We'll take off here. And I even tested hover mode. That works just fine with these guys because it doesn't affect the animation. They will collide with other objects, but I was doing a little testing earlier where I shut down one of the engines, and it was able to spin at a different rate without exploding. So my guess is that there's some kind of interaction going on there, or maybe the speed at which they're going is making it so they don't hit each other if one of them does slow down. So I guess at a physics level, there isn't really true intermeshing happening, but it's kind of cool that you'll be able to build parts, and they will definitely still run into objects. There we go. So anyhow, that's it for this little, I guess, tutorial slash question answering. And good luck with your tandem intermeshing rotorcraft.